So guys, right, this video is going to help you get your downswing in a wonderful place, and we're going to be starting off by looking at how to keep this structure in your backswing. I've been looking at this lead side, creating a line at the top. I will give you a guarantee, if you get your backswing in a great position, you're going to find some wonderful positions on the way down. It's not spoken about enough. And looking at how to build your swing, creating really good swing geometry. We're moving inside what we like to say the averages of movement, looking at the top players, looking at, there's 3 or 4 things we all need to do to hit great shots. Is that we need the low point control, we need the face right, and we need to get the path correct. And we're going to be looking here at this backswing and getting it in a position that makes it extremely difficult to hit bad shots. And later on in the video, we're looking at some great players and a way to practice this to get, something programmed into your swing. If you're interested in building, a great looking solid swing and hitting great shots, this is the type of stuff you need to be looking at in your swing. Now, what we're going to be addressing here is the fact that when we get to the top, when we keep ourselves centered, when we have good structure, when the lead arm is carried back in a nice position. So guys, Sneed on the left, Oosthuizen on the right. Now just take a look at both swings there. Can you see that this lead side lining up? We get a line up here from the knee, from the thigh up the back here. See how both sides of their bodies are lined up. Great place to get your pivot in, guys. Let's get further into the video. One of the hallmarks of great ball strike. We'll be looking at getting to the top, and we're looking at this lead side up from the knee to the top or the side of the body, getting lined up in one line. Now this, people, is getting your shoulder planes into a great place. It's getting your hip planes, it's keeping your head centered, and the ball's not moving all over the place. You need to stay centered. It's easier to hit the ball in the middle of the club face when we're looking at controlling our body, our pivot, our motion to the top of the swing. Now we can have low arms, we can have high arms, it depends on the style of swing, but we need to get this lead side. Now, one of the ways to feel it is almost like you've got some lateral movement. If I'm pushing back a little bit on this hip here, which I'll show you coming up in the drill, pushing back on that side, it'll almost give the appearance that you're reverse pivoting slightly, but when you start to turn, you'll get things lined up wonderfully. Now from this position here, this will give you the chance to attack your downswing. People with their arms bending at the top, they're losing structure, they're moving up too much with this lead shoulder when their head's moving off, and we're starting to get movements, even for advanced players sometimes, coming up, and this hip up too high, this shoulder up too high. And really, guys, you've got to get this position. When it's in a good place, it's so much easier to hit the ball. All right, let's have a look. We'll hit one more, and then we'll have a look at some great plays and how we can train this motion, pushing this lead hip back, getting everything to collect nicely at the top. Got some really good pressure on that, guys. Right, let's have a look at some fantastic players and a great way to build your swing and get these positions in a place where it just makes it so much easier to hit great shots. So guys, right, Sneed, Oosthuizen, we're going to have a look at some great players. The evidence-based material to get in there and say, okay, this is where the great players are, this is what they're doing. Have a look at this lead side lining up here from Sneed. Now what we're looking at doing here is getting this lead hip to move underneath you slightly as their head remains really, really centered. And this is getting your tilts, your turns, getting everything lined up wonderfully. Have a look at Oosthuizen here as he gets to the top. You're almost seeing some of these players, not all of them, but they're almost getting a little bit of reversal on their pivot at the top here, seeing it lined up. Even though that hip is pushed back, they're really loading up onto the right leg, even though it's completely centered. Very, very deceptive. As we then see, it's much easier to get everything to collect at the top and getting some lateral movement here through the golf ball, both players moving laterally through the ball. Let's have a look at a couple of other players here. I think you're going to find this extremely interesting. Garcia, statistically one of the best iron players really over the last 20 years. Tiger Woods and Garcia have been absolutely extraordinary iron players, and you can almost see that once again, that lead hip moving underneath him as he gets to the top of the swing. Justin Thomas also very pronounced here when you'll see this lead hip. I'll just pop a line here as it moves at the latter part of the swing here, moving underneath him with the head staying really, really centered. And this is what's getting this lead side up. Now here's how you can get in there and practice this a little bit, guys.
World Class Golf Instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer.
practice programs and evidence-based material is applied in helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of world-class golf instruction. Something that I've been working on myself, my own game here, helping a lot of people with this. And we'll get a line here on the side of the head. And we're seeing here that we're getting a feeling of pushing that back, and it's keeping you. It's just a feeling, and it'll look a little strange, but as you start to turn, it'll collect wonderfully for you at the top of the swing. Left hip under, plenty of practice swings, and then you can get in there and give it a hit. And this is where we can get all this lead side lined up lovely, and then through the golf ball into some really, really good positions. We see coming down here, getting that shaft lean that we're after, and getting really, we got about 14 degrees of shaft lean. Really nice impact position with a line up and that knee hitting the wall, the finish line before the hands do, and into a position here where we're looking at getting this right leg down well under 70 degrees. Unfortunately, a lot of people here up in the 80 degree area, but getting your pivot to collect nicely at the top, one of the essential moves in building a great swing. Guys, if you're after online lessons, check out CraigHansonGolf.com, teaching people from all over the world. The online lessons is this format with your swing on it, with great swings and drills and exercise. Goes for around 25 minutes. Worldclassgolf.com. It's growing. We've got a lot of people on there, guys. Check it out. It's unbelievable value for money, and really helping out so many people with their golf game. Guys, left side, get it all lined up, getting your body in the right positions to build a great swing, work with evidence-based material. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.